Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Dan, the EDC academic, and this is going to be an unboxing video of the Victorinox Synergy Alox. I ordered this on Monday, I received it on a Friday. It is Saturday as I'm recording this video, and Victorinox is already sold out of this particular model, so I do apologize for that. I'm going to go ahead and open it though using the package opener on my Victorinox Companion. And I've been using this for about the last month or so, and I'm going to be releasing a review of it shortly. Go ahead and tear into this though. There we go. Okay, so there's just the packaging material. There is the knife. Victorinox Synergy Alox Red. I opted not to get the Synergy Alox X because I didn't want that additional layer, and it didn't really matter to me whether it had the scissors on it. Actually, I take that back. It mattered to me whether it had the scissors. I did not want the scissors because I already have scissors on my keychain knife. So it wasn't going to serve any benefit to me. I didn't need the additional width of the product itself because I already have a pair of scissors with me anytime I have my keychain on me. So I went with the Alox Synergy. And I don't know how well it's going to be showing up. It has kind of a matte finish. I don't have a 91mm red Alox for comparison, but I do have the 58mm red Alox for comparison. And you can see there's a definite change in the color. I don't know how well that's going to be coming through. Hopefully you can see the difference in the tone and the color of the red there. It is a deeper, sort of more matte red on the Synergy, whereas on your standard red Alox it is a little bit brighter, and it has that dimpled finish, and you can see that the dimpled finish is very much the same as the standard Alox. It's just that they limit the dimpling to one portion of the scale, and then they give it this sort of brushed finish with a kind of a brushed texturing with the matte finish, whereas on your standard Alox it's that dimpled texturing all the way on it. And then of course the Synergy has that skeletonization there. On the back side you have that mirroring skeletonization, and of course you have the clip there on the Synergy, and the clip is somewhat recessed into the scale. I'll try to get a shot on B-roll so you can see it a little bit better, but it's not quite fully seated on the interior of the scale, but they did attempt to inset it a little bit. And of course they used rivets instead of screws, which is kind of disappointing. I would have preferred to have seen screwed construction. In the event that it gets bent, you could replace it yourself. Such as it is, you are more than likely going to have to just send it to Victorinox and be without your knife for 12 weeks while it's being repaired. But the knife certainly does meet my expectations. The knife is it feels very, very good in hand. It has the kind of quality and finish that you would expect from Victorinox. Another major kind of difference between your standard Alox and the Synergy Alox is the inclusion not only of the clip on the Synergy, but it also has that liner lock, whereas your standard Alox does not have any kind of locking mechanism on it. This does have a liner lock. For most people it will probably be on the opposite side of what you're used to. Your standard liner locking systems unlock by pushing it, if you're right-handed, using your right thumb, pushing it away from you. Victorinox, on their models, their knives that have the liner lock, it's the opposite. You're sort of, in your right hand, you're going to be pressing it sort of toward the interior of your hand, not the exterior. But as far as functionality goes, it functions just fine. It just takes a little bit getting used to. So that's the main blade there, and the liner locking mechanism. It's the same kind of blade that you see on your standard Alox, which is slightly different from the blade that you would see on, let me use this companion here. It's the same shape, but of course this is 91 millimeter, this is 93 millimeter, so it's a little bit longer. But in addition to being a little bit longer, the blade is actually a little bit thicker, a little bit sturdier on the Alox. And I'm mentioning that because not only is that true on the knife, but on the little tool that's sharing that same space with the knife, which is the nail file there. And I'm mentioning that specifically because this is the companion that I have in my hand right now. And one of my complaints about the companion is that it has, in place of where the secondary blade would normally be, it has the nail file and with the nail cleaning tip, which I love. I much prefer that to a secondary blade, because whenever I carry a Victorinox product, it is my secondary blade. So I don't need my secondary knife to have a secondary blade, because the secondary knife is my secondary blade. But with the companion, even though there's no blade rub as you're looking at it, whenever you go to press it in, that little nail neck there, the act of getting it out, it presses it toward the blade. And because they put the nail file on the interior of it, every time you go to open this, you can feel that file rubbing against the exterior of the blade, and that really bothers me. And I don't know if that's just on this particular model, or if that's because of the thinness, the relative thinness of this particular implement. But on the Alox Synergy, even though it's facing to the interior the way it does on my companion, there's none of that rub. And I don't know if that's just a difference in the quality control issue, if this guy was just a little bit tighter than it should have been, or if it's because there's a slightly thicker stock and slightly sturdier construction on the Synergy Alox, which prevents it from being pushed to the interior whenever you're getting your nail in that nick there. But I'm not feeling any kind of rubbing at all. So that is, it's got a really good walk and talk, the kind of walk and talk you would expect from a Victorinox product. The last implement here is the cap lifter slash wire bender slash wire stripper. And I think I've touched upon everything that I needed to mention for the purpose of this video. Again, I'll put this up here just so you can get another look at the difference in color between the 58 millimeter Alox red and the standard Alox red rather, versus the Synergy Alox red. And I'll bring the 91 millimeter Alox in so you can see the difference in texturing and the difference in where the skeletonization is and where they put the pocket clip. And once again, I will get some B-roll shots so you can see how that, even though it is recessed, it does stick out ever so slightly from the top of the scale. But overall, it looks very good. It feels very good. It feels very sturdy in the hand, that liner locking mechanism. There's no play once it gets locked into place. There's no play side by side. There's no play forward or backward. It feels very secure. It's got good spring to it, good snap to it. Again, there's no blade rub whenever you're pressing on the implements themselves. Oh, I didn't mention that little package opener. The package opener is the same as you find on the package opener on the companion, but again, it's just slightly different, slightly thicker on the Alox model than it is on the Celador model. And this is just a great two-layer knife. It's nice, it's thin, that pocket clip there is going to make this so easy to carry, to have with you as a companion, a much better companion than the actual companion in my estimation. And as I said, I already have a pair of scissors on my keychain, so I didn't need the extra thickness on this to be in my pocket. So there you have it. Those are my comments on the red Alox Synergy. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.